Welcome back, peeps. Thank you for tuning in the Band of Bros channel. In today's video, hopefully it's going to be a really interesting one for you guys. We're going to be talking about the shotguns versus the SMGs in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone mode. So I'm going to be giving you an explanation on both, how they work, and at the end you will decide what is the best close quarter range combat gun for you. Alright, so jumping in, first we're going to be talking about the SMG. So let's give you a roundabout on how the SMGs work in the game. But before we do start, remember, if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I deeply appreciate it, and turn that notification bell on as well. So let's jump right into this puppy. Talking about the SMGs as first. So as you guys know, compared to the assault rifles, the second primary weapon category, which is the SMG, sacrifices some of its range and damage in exchange for being faster firing and more effective in close range situations. Again, such as inside buildings or tight alleyways. So obviously, if you choose the SMG compared to the assault rifle, it's going to be a little bit quicker in those firing things. Now, talking about the magazine size of the SMGs, usually the standard magazine size in the SMGs is 25 rounds, but sometimes you can find, usually 30, 32 rounds, and then you got the P90, which carries 50 rounds. And obviously, if you got the Bison, you can even put up to an 84 round magazine attachment in that SMG, which makes it almost like an LMG, which is pretty crazy. So now, obviously, why do these magazines usually have more bullets than the assault rifles? That is because SMGs deal less damage per shot. So on average, an SMG will take you down with no armor from 4 to 6 shots in that close range scenario. Usually that close range scenario is if you're a bit more than a dozen meters out. So that means if you're more than 25 meters out, then that's when the SMG, you can really notice that it starts losing a lot of its damage. So just try and keep that enemies within the 25 meter mark. Again, once you are over that 25 meter mark, you'll also notice that higher recoil tendency and that significant damage drop off with the SMG. Again, that higher recoil territory comes in because it does have small caliber bullets that are being fired at a really high rates. So again, in other words, when you are basically up close to an enemy, just hold down the trigger and let me tell you, you are gonna demolish that person. But now, being talked to about what an SMG does as well, is it is also one of the best ones up close because it does have a really fast ADS speed. So what is this? This is the aim down sight speed. So again, once you attach once you put some of the attachments like the 5MW laser and no stock and some good grips on it, you can make your SMG incredibly fast, so you can acquire your target even faster. Again, if you're not in those close quarter engagements, you need to learn how to control the recoil of your SMG. You can still have SMGs that do an outstanding job at it. Like for example, if you do have the like the P90 honestly does an outstanding job at keeping that recoil in place, and you can still laser enemies really far away. So again, the SMG world is usually dominated by those people that like to run and gun. They like to move places, drop people, move to another location, drop people, always aiming down sight speed or really fast, reloading even faster than the other ones. Again, but you do remember that once you're getting into those a little bit longer ranges, like 50 to 75 meter, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble using the SMGs. And now as well, let's go into the shotguns. So the shotguns are basically the ultimate CQB weapon of choice. All right, they're capable of ripping an enemy or even 2 or 3 together just instantly. I mean, you can get demolished, you can get shredded with a single shell. Why? Because the difference with shotguns is these shotguns are the only one within Warzone that fire a buckshot. So unlike a rifle and a pistol or a machine gun that they fire bullets, a shotgun fires small pellets that come within a shell. So obviously when you fire a shotgun, these pellets spread out from the barrel, with each individual pellet dealing specific amount of damage. Now also, if you like to go into more of the specifics, you can also take a look at the hip fire at the crosshairs of a shotgun, and you actually get a little circle that represents the pellet's potential spread area, which is also pretty nice. However, you can outfit some of these shotguns with an optional slug round attachment. So once you put a slug round into these shotguns, the slugs are more powerful than bullets, are basically these powerful bullets that grab all those pellets and basically put it into an individual slug, you know, per se, and all that damage that you would output with a regular shotgun, it basically puts it into a shell and into a single heavy projectile. Now, unlike pellets, so pellets do not have any bullet drop. Actually, all they do is basically spread until they're too wide apart that they don't really do any damage. But the slugs actually do have bullet drop. So all slug rounds are actually zeroed in at 30 meters. What does this mean? This means that after 30 meters, you will need to start accounting for bullet drop or for bullet leading. All right, so 30 meters, I mean, that's still a pretty good range that you can hit an enemy. 30 meters is not that far away. If you do notice, 30 meters is more than what you would get with those 4 to 6 shot range if somebody was using an SMG. Now, again, whether you use slugs or pellet rounds, the reload speed for all shotguns, they're considered usually the fastest out of the most primary weapons. Why? Because they do have a low magazine size. So obviously, you can shoot a couple ones, and if you have slugs, you know, you can pop like 2 or 3 and then cancel the reload, and you're good to go to kill another enemy without reloading your full mag. This is why they are usually considered, you know, you shoot, you duck to cover, pop a couple more slugs in there, shoot some more, pop, go down, reload, shoot some more. So they're pretty good at doing that. But now, speaking of speed, this is something really important. Actually, shotguns are the most mobile weapons out of all primary weapons, again, beating the SMGs. So the shotguns are actually a lot faster than the SMGs and even some of the handguns. So again, this armament with the shotguns, it is one of the fewest ones that penalties movement speeds. And now imagine if you have certain attachments like removing the stock or shorter barrels, these ones will increase their recoil, but these ones will give you even greater speed and even greater movement speed. So you can be quick as hell when using a shotgun. Again, the problem with this one is the amount of bullets in that shotgun. So for example, you got the 7.25, which you can pick up in the Warzone arena. It only has 2 shots. Now, if somebody has full armor, you will not be able to down that enemy with those 2 shots. So it is kind of like, you know, you need to shoot them and then you need to back up and reload again. So if we're talking about the shotguns, which one would you rather have? I would put a shotgun that has, you know, quite a bit of bullets, and if not, use the semi-automatic shotgun so you can have, you know, like 12 or even 25 bullets in that shotgun. If you use that semi-automatic shotgun, you can put like this drum barrel, which is basically insane. All right, but again, obviously the most important thing is that the shotgun does lack range. So a typical shotgun effective range at best is at the length of a standard apartment room in Warzone, and at worst, you know, it may be about the length of a standard desk. So it's not really that much. It's basically for destroying enemies that are basically in your face. And again, obviously, if you use the slug rounds, you know, you can get that 30-meter range. But the problem with this is that you're not really going to be that good with hip fire, because it's going to fire that single slug, which is going to make it really difficult to hit that enemy without aiming. Again, remember, shotguns should, if you're a veteran user with a shotgun and you're really good with a shotgun, you can still get away with those longer engagements, and if you know how to move, shoot, duck, reload, move, shoot, duck, and repeat that process. So let's jump into which one do I believe is the best one for the CQB, for the close quarter engagements. And in my opinion, I'm going to say that the shotgun, if you're playing trios or if you're playing squad, but you're actually in a party with them, have somebody run a shotgun, because I can tell you, I've been with 3 people and we go up to a roof and we just got like wrecked and we don't even know what the hell happened, and we looked and it was this guy with the semi-automatic shotgun and he destroyed us. I mean, shotguns destroy, they shred at close range. Never underestimate a shotgun. But now, the problem is, if you're going alone, you know, you're not really running a team, your team doesn't really communicate effectively, I would go ahead and say the SMG, because the shotgun is a lot more situational than the SMG. The SMGs, you can wreck close range, and you can wreck medium range as well. The shotguns are really situational, like you do really need to be right in front of that guy, or camping a building, or in those final moments where you will need that shotgun. So, again, shotguns are very situational to those close quarter engagements. But if you are in that situation, you will destroy everybody. So my suggestion when running a shotgun is, if you have that team that, you know, you're going to play together and you're going to work cohesively as a team, and you need to have that one guy that uses a shotgun and you use him up front so he can clear out rooms, because he will wreck anybody. But again, if you're just running solos or you're not really running with a team or anything like that, I would suggest you use the SMG, again, because you can still shoot targets at pretty far distances, you know, with the P90 still being able to control that recoil really good, and you can still shred enemies up close because of that high rate of fire. But that was it for me, guys. Comment down below what you guys think. Which one is your weapon of choice? Do you guys prefer the SMG or the shotgun up close? Do you like to wreck and blows people's just parts off with the shotgun, or do you like wrecking those people with the SMG? Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. If you got any other tips and tricks, do put them down below as well. Peace out, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next one.